three takeaways I have is the fact that there are no unique problems that these countries have. I think we all share the same problems. It's problems with finance, how to update your equipment, and then what exactly is the needs and requirements that we have to have. And so the other takeaway is we talked about interoperation. So how do our systems work together? And since some countries cannot afford the high-end Patriot, but they can afford the lower stuff. And then so what we need to do is we need to start looking at, okay, so how do I integrate what you don't have but what you have? And let me integrate what I have, and so I don't need to have duplicate what you have too. So I think, especially in today's world where we're so dollar focused, we need to spend the dollar on the economy, on the people itself, and military budgets are always being cut. So we really got to be more innovative of how we create our national defense budget, and look at ways of interoperability. If country X has the ability to do Y, then maybe I don't need Y. Maybe I need to work with them so I can provide them with Z. And so we're covering the whole spectrum. And it's always been the question. What we're doing right now in the States, we have formed what we call CFTs, or these cross-functional teams. And if you look at the charter of the cross-functional team, it involves industry and military partnership. The problem we have a lot, and I'm sure it exists with a lot of countries, is you have the military that says, okay, this is what I need. These are my requirements. Once they're done with requirements, then they give them to industry and says, okay, can you build what I need? And all of a sudden, you elongate this timeline, because the actual product is needed by the soldier now, not 10, 15 years from now, where the capability has changed, and I'm stuck with a system that cannot defeat today's threat. And so if industry and the military are working like this, an exchange of information all the way up, you cut that timeline almost in half. And so it's not like, well, that's not what we really want. I think this is what we need. They work together. So when they come up with a solution, it's a solution that the Army says, perfect, and industry says, I'm glad we're able to give it to you. Industry has the 50-pound brains. That's what they do. It's built on human capitalism. The armies can't afford to go out there and hire PhDs and do all this stuff, even though we try to do it. But industry does it because the military is a consumer or a customer, but there are other customers and consumers. So you just can't have a group of people, this is all they do, and you neglect, the other type of industries. Well, I tell you what, it's interfacing with the other nations and finding out exactly what their needs are and where they see their deficiencies are. And so then you have other neighboring countries that says, well, we got the same problems too. So why don't we get together, and take a look at what you need, what I have, and what you need. And if we're talking about this global air spectrum, how do we defend our nations? It's not individual bubbles. It's got to be one big bubble. And so everybody has to contribute to that bubble. I know it's important that they protect their own assets. That is a given for every country, for every armed service to protect their own people. But it's also a responsibility that if they're going to contribute to NATO, that we have this overall responsibility that must be shared.